great day in our backyard renovation project because we have picked out the first 4 trees for the evergreen screen behind the fence. So we've been to the garden center and back. We brought home 4 evergreen trees, 3 Leyland Cypress, and 1 Cryptomeria Radicans. We have 2 Cryptomeria Radicans down there already. I haven't been showing them on my garden drawings because I wasn't sure if I was keeping them there or if I was moving them. And I think we are going to keep them there. So let me just turn the camera around and show you what we've got. All right, over here on this side, first of all, I hope you can see how much mulch there is. This is all from digging out those stumps. There were the 2 big stumps from the trees that came down, and then there were 2 old stumps over here that got dug out as well. So there's at least a foot, sometimes 2 feet worth of mulch piled up right here. And that's going to be spread out along here, but then it'll also, some of it will be removed and put into other places. And so I have 1, 2, 3 Leyland cypresses that we're going to plant in a triangle. That one's closer to the driveway, this one's closer to the fence, and this one's about halfway between the driveway and the fence. And then my idea is that in front of them on the other side of this tree, from the driveway side looking toward them, there's going to be this little alcove area there that we could put something nice in there as well. Again, evergreen, maybe something flowering, something to beautify from the driveway side. So that's the plan here. These are currently further up off the ground than they will be when they get planted in because of the big piles of mulch there. Up this way, you can see these 2 Cryptomeria that we already have. And I think we're going to just leave them here. And then we're going to put this other one on the other side of the fence about where it's sitting right there. And so that'll provide a screen in this area. So this spot, we haven't figured out what we're doing quite yet. I'm thinking holly, skip laurels, some other things like that around in this area. And then, as I've said before, I think on this side of the fence, somewhere back maybe like right here, we'll plant a large, probably a spruce, something large and round about right there that goes kind of tall but not too tall because the wires come across there. So whatever we plant here can't get all the way up to those wires, which are about 15 feet off the ground. The one I'm talking about, the ones that come from here and go back toward the house. These 2 right there. So that'll be the long range view for obscuring this pole and this guy line. So Dave is working on cutting off the ivy off of this tree trunk. This is English ivy that's grown up this tree and really taken it over, pretty much killing the tree. So the thought is if we can cut it off from the ground, then maybe the top part of it will eventually be killed off. So that's what he's working on right there. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, on the back side it's this big around.
Yeah, you need your loppers or your saw, pruning saw. And this is what this area looks like down behind this fence. We've got lots of room to put in something pretty. Looking at this project from this angle, we're definitely going to be taking out this shrubby brush right there. Going to be taking out these 3 maple trees, which are difficult to see from here, but let's come this way. This one and those 2 right there. I'm going to take those out because they got damaged when the other trees came out. This one lost its leader and the other ones got cracked. So those are going to come out. I'm going to take out this shrub here. I'm going to take out this brushy growth here. And Dave's working up there on cleaning up the ground covers and getting things all just kind of cleaned up and spread out and ready to replant. So let's get to it. We've made some progress getting some of the brush out of here and the old trees that were damaged. If you look down this way, you can see that we got all behind the fence. We got all of that brush out of there. We got these 3 maple trees that used to be this side of the fence volunteered. We got them out. And so that'll be nice because once these Leylands grow up and get a little bit bigger, there'll be a nice green backdrop here. And then this redbud tree that's here will really stand out against that green backdrop. So that'll be nice. I also plan about, well, let me just go show. I'm going to put in a blue spruce of some kind. I want something that gets about 15 or 20 feet tall, maybe 8 to 10 feet wide. I'm going to put it about right here, so it'll fill in this corner of this area by the driveway turn. And then we'll have that blue spruce color here. We'll have the Leyland Cypress green here, and then the redbud, which has beautiful magenta colors in the spring and pretty reddish leaves in the summer. The redbud will be a nice contrast with the Leylands, the blue spruce, and the red foliage and flowers there. So that's a good plan. So yeah, we're slow and steady wins the race on this project. We're not spring chickens anymore, we're finding out. I don't know why. I don't know why we're just now finding that out. But so that brush pile right there is the stuff that I cut down from here. There was I don't know what kind of shrub it was. It might have been a crepe myrtle shrub. I don't know, but it never flowered. Anyway, we've got a lot of the brush taken care of from this area. I still have that stand of brush right there to deal with, but that can wait until later. A couple of scraggly things still up along here. So the next part for this area is going to be to spread out this mulch and remove what we don't need. Dave has been, his solution for the mulch that we didn't need over here is he's just shoveling it over onto this side. So that's actually a great solution. So we'll just keep working down the hill, taking what we need, keeping it there, and then put the rest over here and mulching this area with it. So that's the plan here. I've been thinking in this area, did I say it before? We're going to put maybe some skip laurels, which get to be nice and tall, but they also have pretty, well, not so much pretty flowers, but they do have sweet smelling flowers. They're a great pollinator plant. And I'll be able to put them somewhat surrounding that guy wire, and we'll be able to hide those because I can put them like 2 feet from the fence here. And so that'll be a nice little green screen here, I think, skip laurels. I'm going to definitely put in some hollies in here, maybe some Japanese andromedas, and then we'll see how it looks. I might want to continue putting evergreens in here. I might want to put something else. I don't know. We're just taking one step at a time. We got the top part above the pole pretty level. We got a little bit more work to do to clean that out, but it's fairly leveled out. Tomorrow we'll come back out and work on this side of the pole. Put some of that more of that mulch over the fence into the other garden, and then maybe even with any luck get all 4 of these trees planted tomorrow. That will be a real win. I hope we can get that done, but if not, that's fine. Do it later in the week. So, making progress. It is a new day. The sun has come up bright, clear blue sky. It is a windier day today than it was yesterday. But it's a great day to be working on the backyard. We're going to continue working on that mulch pile, trying to clear it out, smooth it out, and then get ready to plant the 4 trees that we bought yesterday. So, here we go. We got the mulch mostly evened out, spread down the hill. It's not perfect, but since we're gonna have to re-spread the mulch after we plant the trees, we figure we could just do the rough job, get mulch approximately where it's gonna belong, and smooth it out after the trees are planted. So, next job, plant some trees. Yay! Dave's getting underway, digging the holes, and we knew that there were, of course, going to be big tree roots along here. And of course there's all the English ivy that has matted up over the soil over here. But also this soil hasn't been gardened in who knows how long. And so it's very compacted from rain. This is a deer run. So the soil's really hard to dig. Dave went to get the post hole digger, so that'll be a fun way to dig out these 4 holes. Yeah, we'll get our exercise today. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Make sure, huh? Am I on camera? Am I on camera? Okay. Okay, we got two dolls hugged, or 2 holes dug. Now I'm gonna put Biotone starter fertilizer in each of the holes. I'm just following the package directions. New planting. It says 5 gallon 2 cups or 15 gallons 4 cups. So that's bigger than 5 but smaller than 15. So I think I'm gonna put 3 cups in each hole. And then we're gonna set the trees down into the hole. I don't think we're gonna have to loosen any roots because I actually looked at one of them recently and it wasn't root bound. And so then we'll just cover the root ball nice and firm, and then we'll water it in really deeply and then spread the mulch up next to but not touching the trunk, and they'll be in. It's not root bound at all, so we don't even have to see if it's root bound at all. So right in it goes, and then we'll level it. Plumb it, make sure it's standing up straight, tall. Okay, he's gonna go get his phone because there's a level app on the phone. There's a level app on this camera too, but I don't want to turn the camera off, so we're gonna vamp a little bit. And while he's going to get his phone, I will take a peek and see which of these sides looks the best. And I'm gonna point the best side to our house, not our neighbor's house. Don't tell him. Okay, I chose that based on symmetry. When you look at it this way, I want it to be nice and symmetric from left to right. So the other sides aren't quite as symmetrical, but that's okay. All right, and then when he gets out here with his phone, we'll check the level and get it going. All right, I see Dave coming. He's bringing a spirit level, at least from that angle.
That's pretty great.
I mean, it's really hard to tell with this level because where do you put it, right? The level says this is straight.
Yeah, I can believe it.
Okay, so then I need you to come over here and hold it in that place or push the dirt around. Woohoo! We're gonna move you down the way so we can see the other one. Okay, I think this one is planted, and now it's time to dig some more holes. Okay, so this is situated so that the hole, as I look at the back porch, the side porch where we always sit, and the kitchen window, these 3 trees will form a wall, even though they're in a triangle. So, okay, when we were checking the level on these other 3 trees, we were doing it at the top. We should have been doing it more toward the bottom where the main big trunk is. So we're gonna have to go back and readjust some of those other trees. So we're gonna try to fix this level down more toward the bottom. Okay, so my hose does reach back behind here. Yes, I'm so happy about that. I've set it onto the shrub watering setting, so it's just a slow gurgle bubble kind of a thing coming out of the end of the hose, and I'll leave it there for probably 10 minutes just to give it a nice deep drink. I will move it around to the uphill side of it so that the water comes into the uphill side and then drains down through the root ball downhill, and I'll do the same on all 4 of these trees. So yay, I'm so excited. We've got the trees in, we're getting them watered, and then we're going to finish raking out and smoothing out the mulch, and then we'll give you a look at what it looks like. While the trees are watering, and I've already smoothed out the mulch, so I'm just kind of taking a little bit of a break right here. I wanted to show you this tree. I'm not sure what kind of tree it is actually, but it's got this holly growing up it. Not holly. No, not holly. It's got English ivy growing up it. And for the longest time, I didn't know what the plant was because to me, it doesn't look like English ivy. But then I watched a video from the Maryland Master Gardener YouTube channel, and she was talking about invasive species week, which was last week in Maryland. And she was talking about English ivy growing up trees, and she showed it, and it's like, yep, sure enough, that's what this is. So let me show you. We have English ivy growing all along the ground here, plus we have Vinca minor in here too. So when you think of English ivy, this is what I think of. These little leaves that are shaped like that. And they grow on a vine, they grow, you know, on long vines. That's what I think of, runners. And I knew that they grew up trees. But when I looked up at this tree and I saw this, I thought, oh, that's not English ivy because the leaves don't look right. The leaves look more oval. They look more like a pear tree leaf. So what's going on? What is this thing that's growing up the tree? But actually, I learned from the Maryland Master Gardener YouTube channel that this is English ivy. This is the adult form. The juvenile form are what you think of as runners along these vines. That's the juvenile. And this is the adult. And so what has happened is the English ivy has grown up this tree in trunks that are really big. How big is that? This what, 3 or 4 inches in diameter? Here, we've tried to cut it. And you can see, it turns into this woody tree. We've cut it off in several places, and you can see this sap growing out of there. We cut this last night, about 15 hours ago. No, longer than that ago. Anyway, almost a full day ago. But anyway, what we've done is we've cut chunks out of this vine that's growing up the tree, and we're hoping that this serves to starve the leafy canopy up here. All of that. Everything green up there that you see is English ivy. Goes all the way up the tree, and as you can see, it has choked out what's going on up there. So I don't know if cutting this big trunk is going to work. We're hoping, but see, we've got V notches in it a lot of places. But definitely a problem in Maryland with this English ivy growing up trees and taking over all throughout our neighborhood. And you can see it pretty much everywhere in Maryland, suburbs and woodlands, and it's causing the death of a lot of our trees. In fact, that is part of what contributed to us having to take down the trees that we had here. So we're trying to get the ivy out of the trees as much as we can. We certainly don't let it grow up. If we see new shoots going up, we get those off as much as we can. Over on the side of our house by the South Side Hill, when we first moved in 5.5 years ago, we had a lot of trees over there that had the juvenile vines growing up, and it hadn't yet gotten to this bushy form. So Dave was able to get all of that off of all those trees over there, so that's great. But back here, we haven't been so lucky, so we'll see how this goes. But if you have English ivy growing up a tree, please do your best to get it off because it will kill your tree, and nothing good comes of that. So anyway, I'm continuing to water these these new trees over here, and as soon as it's done watering, I'll give you a tour. It's been a really successful morning here on our second day of working in the backyard. We've got all 4 trees in. They're fertilized. They are plumb, standing up straight and tall, and they've been watered in, and the mulch has all been spread out. So I'm really happy with the way this backyard renovation has gotten underway. Let me show you what we have. I'm standing down in the bottom of the backyard, so I'll give a view from the top as well. But over here we have 3 Leyland Cypress trees. They're going to provide a nice screening here, so that'll be nice. And then up here we've got the one Cryptomeria And all the mulch has been evened out and spread out all the way down, even with the fence. We've got a little bit of the mulch put over here. That's some of the extra that was behind here. There's still too much mulch back in here, but we're just going to leave it, and it'll either drown out all that ivy that was back there or not. Either way is fine with me. If the ivy wants to come back and form another ground cover, that's fine. But if it dies out, that's fine too. There's a brush pile Dave's still working on. I'm so grateful for him because he really takes care of that kind of thing so well. So yeah, I'm really happy. Now I'm up here by the top part of the yard, and you know, those trees are really small right now and they kind of blend into the neighbor's grass, but they're down there. There's 1, 2, 3, and then the one behind the fence over here. So we've gotten underway with beautifying the backyard. We've taken out a lot of scrubby undergrowth, a lot of volunteer trees that were misshapen and broken when the big tree came down. So it's getting there. We've got to start. Yay!